Hey, it's Katura, and today I really wanted to talk about the free forum. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I just haven't had the time, and I finally had the time to sit down today and put some stuff together for you guys because I just think this is really important to discuss and to get into with everybody. So let's go right into my thoughts. And if you don't know what the free forum is, it's a new mode. You can find it in your bag that lets players with duel scores over 5,400 in good standing review reports of duels and vote on whether they were violations or not. Right now, it only includes duel-related reports marked as malicious AFK or malicious point loss. You can move up depending on how many correct cases you get. You can get up to level 5, which will give you a hat. And we also have our seasonal achievement to get 50 correct cases. Unfortunately, correct doesn't always mean correct, it just means whatever the mob rule is. So the highest percentage of votes, if they vote violation, then it's violation even if it wasn't, and if it was even clear when it wasn't clear, as long as the mob ruled that, that's what it will be. And I don't agree with that at all. You also get points based on correct verdicts and incorrect ones, and that will determine your level as well. If a person has a lot of violations, they can get a 1 to 3 day ban depending on the severity. At the end of it, you can see you can get 1 day, but if you go really bad, you can get up to a 3 day ban for ranked duels and casual matches. So that can create a lot of stress in making sure you don't get violations. And you know, the thought of it I think is really great for when people are being toxic. But as was shown with our newest wand bug that we had, when the wand came out, people were getting kicked out of their games and the game crashed. So you could see here that they did have the wand, and so I just voted clear, and everybody was doing great voting clear, realizing it was the bug. Unfortunately, in Ashwinder, people are voting that it's malicious for any AFK, whether it's a connection issue or a glitch. I put a little chart there that Wasabi provided to me showing what happens with different ping rates and gameplay. On top of this, we had a bunch of servers shut down, so people are really far from the servers and can't help that their ping is a little bit high. So people are being punished for this, and it's pushing people away. It's going to cause people not to want to duel or even play the game at all. Because if you just vote AFK as AFK and then make it so they have a violation for a connection issue, they're just not going to want to play, and that's not going to help our game last. And I really do want this game to last. I honestly think the devs should leave reviewing reported cases to themselves, get their own team instead of relying on their players to do it for free, because it's just creating this whole mess and it's going to make the retention of their game go down even more. And I just don't think this was a smart idea of them. They didn't explain almost anything to us to explain what would be considered malicious or not. They just kind of put it out there and left it up to people to decide. And honestly, I was hoping that, okay, even if the majority ruled violation, the devs would still look at it and be able to decide because they can see. But that's not what it is. It's just whatever the majority rules is what it is, and people actually are losing points over what the majority rules. And I just don't think this was well thought out at all. And either they need to fix it or just get rid of this mode, because it's just creating a lot more toxicity than actually needs to be. If you want an example of malicious, this is a great example. This person died and the reported player wrote, You can see that they write that here in just a second. They didn't try to revive it all, and then they just went to the front line to die. This one was very cut and dry, but this was obviously malicious. Like, you can't even question whether it was or not. This was definitely malicious, and so yeah, I voted violation. But on the other ones, they weren't so obvious, and if it's not obvious, I'm not going to vote violation. Here was another one that was an obvious violation to me. Their partner died, and instead of actually reviving or even trying to revive, they did the X emoji. You can see right there they did X, and they didn't even try to revive. Some people tried to say this was a staggered revive. If you don't know what that is, I will leave a comment to my video where I talk about it, but this was not. In a staggered revive, they would have clicked the revive button, partially revived them, and then been ready to revive them in just a second as soon as they needed to. This was not staggered. They did this on purpose, so it was definitely a violation. And I totally understand wanting to get the 50 correct verdicts so you can get one of the outfits for the seasonal achievement, and also to get to level 5 so you can get the hat as well as other things. But I really feel like we should be doing it the correct way that helps encourage players. So if we can get enough people to start voting clear when it looks like it's just a connection issue, then the majority will vote clear and will be correct, and everybody will be able to do that. But we'll also be retaining players and make players not being so stressed that if they have a connection issue, they're going to be punished. So hopefully, I would love everybody to get the word out to just start voting clear the way they did for the wand bug. If it just looks like it's a connection issue and you can see their latency is high, just vote clear, because then we'll still get the achievements done. and we'll retain players, and it will be a lot better. That's my hope for making this video, is just to get this out there so everybody can realize to start, you know, helping players better instead of pushing players away. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. How are you feeling about the free forum so far? Have you been affected by it or not? Let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching.